This is a demonstration of my latest project titled MX-Listen. It's a simple bash script that listens for messages from the mobotix camera. I'm running it on a Raspberry Pi, but it could be any Linux or Unix device with an audio output. Its purpose is to provide an audible alert when the mobotix camera detects motion, but it's not limited to motion. It could be triggered by any of the mobotix event sources. And if you're running it on a Raspberry Pi or similar device with GPIO, it could be used to trigger a relay. And the use case that I made this for was a client that wanted to get an audible alert in a different area of the house than where the camera is, so the onboard speaker wasn't going to work. And well, actually with this particular mobotix camera, there's not an audio output, so it's not an option anyway. And so basically they just want to get an alert in a certain area of the house, but only during the evening. And they also have large dogs, so it needs to exclude the lower area, with the idea being it's only going to trigger motion if you're, let's say, taller than 4 feet. Okay, so let's show you what I got here. This down here is going to show you the meta event counter. So while activity sensor is very reliable, and that could be a whole video in itself on why it's better than traditional IP camera motion detection. But anyway, so we're using activity sensor only within that defined window. And what happens is there's a meta event that counts activity sensor triggers. So basically, when activity sensor goes off 2 times in a 10-second period, it will then trigger the alert. And then it won't trigger again for 60 seconds. That's just to avoid it being a nuisance. Say, for example, somebody who's supposed to be in the house is going to walk down the hallway. That way it just doesn't go off over and over again. Okay, so you can see no trigger.
Motion detected in hall.
Now it's triggering. It's not going to trigger again because we're still within that 60-second window. But you can see basically that is 1, and when it goes up, that means it's 2, which is the threshold. So that's why it drops back down. And then that should have sent an email. Yep, so you get a clip. That one's a little blurry because my hand was moving quickly. There you go. And you get a little indicator. And this doesn't have to be a still shot. It could also be a video clip to avoid the blurriness issue in the first one I showed you. And that's about it. In the description there is a link to the script if you are interested in doing this yourself, or you can send me a message if you'd like to hire me to do it. Thanks.